Yo, this is your boy Mike on Dunkin' on Sports, a special episode of Tunnel Vision with my sister. She's here. Her name is Shelly.
Hi, guys.
Hi, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about
The Defenders.
Netflix Defenders. What did you think? How we talked about it before from the front end to the back end. Everybody who's seen it now,
they've seen it at least twice now.
At least
it's very short.
It's very short. So
maybe 3 times.
So now we're just talking about what we think about it. We had thoughts, so we're gonna try something different and switch it up. Switch the style up. Watch the money pile up. The good life. On that. What did you think? Because I know you're more critical of structure.
Well,
with way more knowledge than I do have about the individual characters.
Well, I liked it. I would give it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
There was a few things that I guess you could get nitpicky about, but I mean, it was good overall. I'll probably watch it I don't know, maybe 6 more times by next Friday, and then take a break, of course, and then come back like I always do as well.
No, you do that.
One thing I wanted to point out was I did like how they used the different hues of color at the beginning when they first was checking up on everybody. You get the undertones of each show, and whenever it switched it up, they changed the hue of the colors. That's really weird. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but I noticed that off the bat.
No, we talked about it. Me and C saw it when we was watching it, so yeah, that happened.
Yeah. I would say I didn't like how they didn't all meet up at the end of the first episode. I thought that since you were only getting 8, I thought it was going to be by the end of episode 1, they were all going to meet and be together. But then they really didn't team up until the beginning of episode 3.
Yeah.
And then you had just 5 episodes. And then you still had Jessica left and then she came back. And
I thought that was a waste of time.
Yeah, that was y'all leaving and coming back and shit. And then y'all leaving Danny and tying them up and shit. I was God damn.
Yeah, no, because I remember I was because when we was watching, I was yo, having this whole I was she better come back before this episode is over. When she left.
Yeah, I mean, it was good she did.
Yeah, I was if y'all didn't, I would have been highly disappointed.
Yeah. But I did like the team ups. I surprisingly liked the team up of Matt and Jessica. I didn't think that they would work out because they're kind of opposite, but I guess opposites attract, so I guess that would work. And then of course Luke and Danny worked anyway because they should. Yeah,
no, yeah, that's the thing. I like the foreshadowing though. The thing about it is they call it the second phase of the Netflix MCU.
Yeah, which we could get into later because I have something to say about that as well.
Okay, cool. No. I was just saying, I like how what's happening with it is we are establishing these characters, but they didn't start them at the bios. Because it's you could have showed Misty Knight at the beginning of Luke Cage with the arm, without an arm, and got rid of everything.
Yeah.
But I like how what they're doing now is almost this is all just foreground.
Yeah.
For the real thing, the future.
Speaking of that arm, remember when we first talked about it, I told you I did not know her fucking arm was gonna get chopped off by Bakuto of all people. Because I thought that they were gonna tease it. Because I thought that how sometimes certain characters on Marvel don't always have their full origin and shit. Scarlet Witch, she's fucking powerful as a bitch, but she just be fucking twirling her fingers in the movies and shit, and she's not even as half as powerful as she is in the comics. So I thought I thought
even the nod, Rogue with X-Men,
right? Yeah, and Rogue with X-Men, she don't be lifting up cars and shit, but she's strong as a bitch in the comic book.
Yeah.
So I thought that in at the end of season 1 of Luke Cage when she just like got it when I think she got shot, right?
Yeah.
And she was like losing blood and all that stuff. I thought that was just like a nod to it, like, oh, it could have happened, but it's not gonna happen. We're not gonna do that right now. And then the next time you see her, like, boom, that jump just smooth came off. They were like, well, we're not playing games no more. I mean, I guess it's cool because she can get the bionic arm. Or what is it?
Yeah.
Bionic?
Yeah.
Okay, bionic arm, and that'd be cool. And I guess it makes more sense that Danny Rand would be paying for it since she actually knows who Danny Rand is. But I mean, they could have said that Tony Stark gave it to her since they're in the universe. But you know, that whole universe stuff, that's a whole nother video for real.
That's a whole other video.
I was gonna say though, as far as like the team ups as well. One thing I know that they probably didn't have time for it, but this is why I wish they had more episodes. Was if they were gonna. Well, I'll go back to that, but as far as like the characters, I didn't like how Matt and Claire just like really didn't even talk to each other at all. And I was just like, y'all, come on, y'all know each other. Like, did you notice that? Matt and Claire didn't really talk to each other at all. She only said like one thing to him in the whole jump.
And who was Claire again? Which one?
Claire, Rosario Dawson.
Oh yeah, she didn't speak to him.
Yeah, she didn't really speak to him that much. And
the way
the ones that started it all.
The interaction between the supporting cast was lackluster.
That's what I was gonna say, and I was gonna say also they didn't really. Misty and Danny didn't have a conversation either, and I was like, "Well, you doing Misty and Colleen, and you doing Luke and Danny, but you didn't do Danny." And I know that Danny is dating Colleen Wing, but I mean. Luke Cage done fucked half the supporting cast anyway. So, I mean, like, he could have said one, like, flirtatious thing to her. So, and then that's the other thing I was going to say is that the supporting characters could have had a better interaction because they were all in the room together. Yo, you telling me they were just in their separate rooms, in the room together, and they didn't say anything except for that one time that Kieran was talking to, what's her name?
Jessica's sister?
Yeah, Jessica's friend.
Yeah.
Trish?
Yeah, Trish.
When she was talking to Trish, that was like the only interaction. Malcolm and Foggy didn't be like, "Oh, why y'all here?" Or Foggy and Trish didn't say.
We would have got that if we had 13 episodes,
right? We would have, and we could have had it if, they didn't spend 2 episodes doing their separate things. But I mean, I don't know, it was a good start, of course. But I just wish they did that. But I know that they probably didn't have time for it.
8 episodes or 13. Which ones should we start getting?
They should do 10 maybe. Like try 10 next season. Like give an extra 2. Not necessarily 13. Like if you don't want to do all 13,
so
just
10
do
for
10.
everything, just for all.
No, I just meant like if you don't want to do 13 for the Defenders, do 10 and see how that goes, or do 8 for the individual and then 13 for the whole, which is what a lot of people have been saying. But I don't know.
I think that what they said was the budget is the same budget, but when they cut the episodes, they get more for each episode. And I think a lot of that came into paying the big homie, to be on there. I think she cost a lot of money.
Sigourney Weaver?
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's another thing. And she was only on there for 6 episodes. I mean, I don't know. That's another beef I have with the jump. Like, why weren't we introduced to all of the 5 fingers of the hand? How come we only knew 2 of them? We didn't even know the thumb. I mean, I feel like Alexandra was the thumb, right? Because you couldn't do it. You can't do anything without your thumb, so Alexandra would be the thumb, right?
Yeah.
Because she was in charge of it all. But like, who was this African dude, and who was
I feel like
the guy in charge?
I feel like everybody who was a part of the hand, we should have saw.
That's what I'm saying. We should have seen all of them. We saw Madame Gao like all the time. Bakuto, we just met. That's fine. But like African dude, other guy, and who was? And Alexandra.
You talking about the nigga from the '70s funeral? The African nigga, like he was at the funeral from the '70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Alexandra, we'd never seen her before. And in Iron Fist, I feel like Bakuto and Madame Gao didn't even like each other. But that wasn't really even shown again, like in the Defenders.
Yeah, I mean, it was self-contained.
Because they teased there were 5 fingers of the hand in Iron Fist, but I feel like that's a little bit too late. Like Iron Fist, came out this year, right? No, last year.
Was it the beginning of this year?
I don't know. Whatever.
It was the beginning of this year.
It's still he's like the last defender, so it's like, why are we just now knowing about the Five Fingers of the Hand? And how come Jessica and Luke didn't have to deal with the hand if they were in everything? Well, Luke is in jail, but I mean, yeah, he did all that stuff in Harlem still, and he didn't come across anything.
Well, the guy said it was self-contained, so the guy who wrote it, the showrunner, I don't know his name. His name is left to me. It's left to me, but
you talking about Jeff Loeb?
No, the guy who did the show running for Defenders.
Oh, for the Defenders. Oh, if it's self.
He said self-contained, which made sense. It was they cut it loose ends though. It was self-contained.
Yeah, it was self-contained, and it wasn't bad, not at all. But it was just I wish we knew who the Five Fingers were, because I knew that the hand was gonna be.
I thought Stick was gonna be a part of the Five Fingers, like he was a rogue finger.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I just felt like I knew that the hand was gonna be from the get-go, like the big bad of the Defenders when they were talking about it in Daredevil, because they talked about it in Daredevil, then they did it in Daredevil 2, and they were talking about it in Iron Fist. But I just felt like, if y'all are having your hands in everything, then how come, Jessica didn't know at least some shady shit was going on?
Well, I guess because Jessica's just so into her, she goes from case to case, so she's not really the one to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out how much exact time it's been since Daredevil Season 2.
Since Daredevil Season 2?
I want to know how much time it's been.
I don't know. We have to track that down for real. Rewatch it and make sure. Because it was a few months after Iron Fist, right?
Well,
no.
It's right when Iron Fist was over. Because it ended with them going there and it was nothing there, and then they showed them coming back. So
no, I'm talking about season 2 of. Sorry, that was my phone. Season 2 of. You know about season 2 of Daredevil? I'm talking about between season 2 and Iron Fist.
I don't know how much time between.
No, I'm saying there was a whole nother show. There was whole Luke Cage season 1 there too. You have to think about it. Put yourself in Claire's shoes, because Claire's always referencing stuff that happened.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because she's always referencing stuff that happened. Because she already knew who the hand was when Danny said the hand. And, of course, she knew who the hand was because of season 2. And remember, she left after that to go to Harlem. And then that whole,
damn,
stuff went down.
I want my noob. Damn!
Yeah. That's a noob. That's funny.
What? Noob. Yeah, so, character. Yeah, I heard he didn't like that. I heard he didn't like. He doesn't. He don't make Rick.
That's okay though. We'll learn, I guess. So I guess we could talk about the 4 Defenders. So Iron Fist improved as. It was me and you already knew that he was gonna improve, and we didn't really have that much beef with season 1 as everybody did.
Yeah.
But I always thought my thinking of Iron Fist is that he was younger than everybody, so that's why he was always acting like a child all the time. You got to realize that as a kid, he got he got taken, so he really didn't have a childhood. So of course he's gonna do childish stuff and have temper tantrums and all that.
Yeah.
So people be like, "Oh, he's a horrible actor." I really think that he played the character as they wanted him to play it. Yeah. It's not like he chose to throw temper tantrums and stuff. I think he played that character that way because they wanted to convey that he was a kid. That's why he was the one that's like, "Oh yeah, come on, you can do that. Oh, well, come on, let's go fight the hand together."
And then my favorite scene in the whole thing was when Stick was like, the immortal Iron Fist is a bumbling idiot, and he took his cell phone out of his fucking pocket.
Yeah,
I like that shit a lot.
And he doesn't know that he could track cell phones because technically he wouldn't know that.
Yeah,
because he is a kid. But I think people are on board for season 2 of Iron Fist now, which is great because now.
Because I had a couple people tell me that they didn't watch it all the way through.
Of Iron Fist?
C didn't watch Iron Fist. And other than that, like I like one of my friends, she told me and she watched everything and enjoyed it. And I didn't think she was gonna like everything. And she said, I only watched the episode of Iron Fist and I never watched it. Like, I showed her the trailer, this Comic-Con trailer, and she was like, I don't even know him like that.
Nobody really knows who Iron Fist is. And the only reason why I knew who Iron Fist was because of that one Spider-Man show that came on XD. If I've never saw that, and I've never saw that show, I would never know who Iron Fist was. And I still didn't really know him that well either, like after. But
okay,
I knew who he was, and I know that people are excited for the Iron Fist and Luke Cage team up, which I think if season 2 of both shows kind of like suck, they should just combine them together. Because people didn't really like Iron Fist 1, and then the second half of Luke Cage wasn't the best.
It wasn't.
So I think that if...
Because the second half of Luke Cage kind of followed that model that Daredevil did, but they didn't do it correctly.
Yeah, like they just switched a different character.
Yeah.
And then it didn't really go well because Cottonmouth's story is a little bit more interesting than Diamondback. So Cottonmouth was just...
He was legit.
Yeah, he was.
They need to bring him back.
I know.
You bring back Kilgrave, you could bring back him.
I don't know. Is Kilgrave coming back or is he just in their heads?
He's in their heads now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like,
but it don't matter. Come with something for the homie.
I feel like he should come back. I feel like, I mean, them bones still there. Somebody could bring his ass back. They didn't destroy the bones at the end of the jump. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, that was very ridiculous what I just said. Didn't destroy the bones at the end of the jump. What I'm referring to is that the bones was the substance that the 5 fingers of the hands were looking for. If nobody caught that.
Yeah.
I had to catch that the second time I watched it. Because I really didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Because I never understood the whole hand and black sky thing until I rewatched it again. But now I understand that the dragons that used to be in Shaolao, is that what it is? No. Yeah. Kunlun. No, Shaolao is... Yeah. Kunlun used to be the place that they were in, and then I guess they chopped up the bones and put it in the substance, put it in a little junk, and yeah. But anyway, hopefully season 2.
I had a question. Just a question of the future. I just want to hear what you thought.
No, I was just wondering that is.
Are they doing another season of Avengers?
Well, they probably will. But I'm just saying if they do, I want it to be more or less confusing. I think. Because, I don't know. I feel like they kind of, with the whole, we didn't know who 3 of the fingers were, and then, you didn't really understand who the Black Sky was, and then...
The hand.
The Black Sky and the hand. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know who the Black Sky was at the end of the first season, and then when they got in depth with it more with Elektra, I kind of understood. But then at the end of Defenders, I was like, oh, okay, so this is what the Black Sky is. And then the whole hand thing. I knew that the hand was, just creeping everywhere. But I don't know. Do
you think the hand has ties to Hydra?
I don't know.
It seems older than Hydra.
It seems, it is older than Hydra for sure.
I don't
know, because on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they make it seem like Hydra was
See, I don't watch that bullshit.
Y'all, see, I don't watch it that much anymore either. See, but I don't know. I don't think so, because I don't think that they will ever. They don't even have the balls to even say each other's names. They always be the big green dude, or the guy with the hammer, or the
incident.
Or the incident. Y'all can't say aliens. Is that a bad word in y'all universe?
I don't know. It's a curse word.
It's a curse word over there. They can say everything else, but they can't say aliens.
So, are you happy with the future of it?
Yeah, I think they have a good future. I just wish that they had planned it out a little bit more. And I wish they would do this with the movies too, because there's a lot of inconsistencies with just all the stuff that goes on. I wish they would be well, this is phase 2 of the Defenders universe. So we want this and this and this to happen to lead up to this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Almost like, I don't know, like, I know some people like that usually write the end of the stories first, and then it's easier to write the middle parts in the beginning, or like write the middle, write the beginning and the end, and then fill in the middle parts, because it's easier that way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever would be like, well, this is going to be the villain of Defenders 2, and we're going to lead up we'll start off with whoever, whatever, and then we'll do it this way. And I want Jessica Jones to tackle this in maybe a couple episodes, and I want Daredevil to tackle this in the other. And I want, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be a little bit more level flow, and I think it will work in the movies too. And I was saying that I wish, like, I think that they do this, but I don't think that they do it well enough, if that makes sense. And other shows too, they don't really do that.
I had a question though. That was the question that I was trying to figure out. The question I had for you is, if eventually they said that the Netflix Marvel shows were not the same universe, would you be upset and would you stop watching?
No, because I don't think that they are. It might just, I mean, they are in a sense, but then they aren't.
So it's vague.
It's very vague. They're very vague about it. Like we talked about, they're afraid to say aliens. They're afraid to say the Avengers for real. They're afraid to say the people's names.
There's a green guy.
Like green guy. Yeah, like you were talking about green guy. Hammer dude. But they said Justin Hammer just fine. Like,
oh yeah, Justin Hammer?
Yeah.
He's dead.
He's not dead.
He's
not dead. He's in prison.
That's right.
He's in fucking Seagate. But Luke, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
he's in the same prison with
Luke, but yet Luke ain't see the motherfuckers. Like, what? He was supposed to be in jail with the fake Mandarin. Remember?
That's right.
The fake Mandarin and Justin Hammer are supposed to be all in the same jail. Well, we're supposed to be. I don't know. Did Luke go back to Seagate?
Yeah, he went to Seagate.
He went to Seagate?
When he was walking in the beginning, they was letting him out. It said Seagate on his back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he should have like roughed up like Justin Hammer, essentially. Like, you messed me up, bruh. Like, he should have like, but no, that's the thing. And I was mentioning also that in Luke Cage, that they said something, when the reporter was talking to Mariah, she told her to be more charismatic, and she said something along the lines of, well, Barack Obama sung in front of the crowd about, trying to get her, and then, Mariah was like, well, what do you want me to do the nay-nay in front of, like, the kids, or something snippy. But I'm thinking, like, Barack Obama's not the president of this universe. So who the fuck is Barack Obama in this, like... Who was Barack Obama to her? Just like a black man that tried to be president? Or like, is like he even like, is he just like, I don't know. Or, because technically there would be a new president.
Yeah, it would have to be a new president.
Because in 2008, that's who the president was. It was that, I think his name was Mark or Matt maybe? I don't know. But I think that their inconsistencies, it doesn't work for them. So if they did say it's not in the same universe, or if it was like on a different universe, or like in a parallel universe where all that stuff happened, I don't even know if that doesn't even make sense. But I don't know. But
you watch too much Flash.
I know, I watched too much Arrowverse. But yeah, I don't think I would be upset about it because they don't have the same.
So what you like better, the shows or the movies? I mean, shows or the TV show? The shows or the movies?
I think I like the shows better. It's more intimate. And I feel like sometimes with the movies, they be trying to just do too much now. Well, not now. They've always tried to do a little bit too much. And not like in a trying to cram characters in a way, but like try to cram plots and like,
That makes sense.
Just doesn't really work that well.
Well, Are you happy for the future? You think it's gonna be great? Would you?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, I know I just like shitted on the whole thing, but I think that it would do well. I just wish that they would get in a room and get all like the directors and the show, well, not the directors, but the showrunners, all 4 of them. I don't know if it's the same person.
It's not.
Okay, well, get all 4, or 5 if it's a whole different showrunner for Defenders too, or 6 because where was Punisher at? I was a little bit upset about that too. Just get them all together and just be like.
I imagine Punisher's gonna be standalone.
I know, but I wish he would have like at the end of season 2 of Daredevil when he started shooting the ninjas and shit. I was really excited about that, and I thought that he was gonna do that again, like.
Cause that'd be cool. I feel like in the universe, that's all he could do is just like when it gets real tight, he's just gonna kill niggas around the niggas who ain't gonna kill niggas. Yeah. And he just kills niggas.
And they're just okay with it.
They're just okay with it in that exact moment. They're like, thank you, bro. And they just keep on moving. Mm-hmm. I thought that was the dopest thing.
Yeah.
When they showed that.
And they just like turned around and was like, oh, all right, that's cool. Yeah.
And he had the suit on too. And I was like, yeah.
He was just like, all right, that's cool. Cause I think, I mean, Elektra was already dead, right?
Yeah.
After that. Or maybe she
Right before
that. But still, I loved how Matt just didn't care. After the whole season, he been trying to be like, it doesn't have to be this way. And then at the end, he just like was like, well,
fuck it.
And
the other thing about it too is I hate one thing I do not hate. One thing that bothers me.
Another thing about that I need to bring up. But go ahead. Another thing that bothers me.
I was gonna say is the Daredevil and Chris Nolan Batman parallels that show up that everybody don't talk about.
Oh.
Like him fighting on the roof with her looks just like the Catwoman fighting on the roof with her. Oh. And then the whole like Dark Knight Rises when he was at the end of the season 2 when he was like, just die with me. Because that was the thing that Catwoman was saying to him, was like, yo, you don't have to do none of this. And he was like, I got to.
Yeah.
And then they showed the whole thing like everybody thought he was dead. Yeah. And then whispering in his ear, whispering Iron Fist's ear. Yeah. Yo, it's going to be crazy. I don't know if Iron Fist is going to put the suit on.
Oh, who's talking about that?
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be dope because Iron Fist might put the yellow joint around his head like the way Matt did with from her
scarf.
Yes, and put the yellow one on and cut the eyes out and be like, "This is the helmet."
You know what's crazy? In the comics, Iron Fist sometimes like took up the mantle of Daredevil and like was jumping around in his suit and stuff. So I mean, I know technically Daredevil died in his suit, but it'd be cool if he like just went to that site and like walked around and he found the suit and he just like start wearing it around and then he finds out that Matt is alive and then he's like, well, I gotta get my own shit. Like that'd be like cool, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't know who's coming out before. I know Jessica probably.
No, everything. The season 2s, which is every show but Daredevil, is confirmed for next year. The one that doesn't have a date is season 3 of Daredevil.
Oh, so Daredevil was last then. Yeah. So it does make sense if you did that. Like because when they showed Iron Fist
at the end,
standing on, well, not standing, but like posing on that rooftop, I thought it was Daredevil. I was like, oh, he's back. Is he just not going to tell anybody? And then like when it turns around, I was like, oh shit, that's Danny. Like he's looking a lot like Daredevil right now.
And I was like, that's gonna be dope. I think
it'd be cool if he. I mean, I know they probably. They might, but I don't think they will. But
he's not gonna wear the suit.
It'd be cool if he like wore the suit maybe once.
Like he found it.
Like he just like went back to the gravesite. Oh, not the gravesite, but what he was. If Danny goes back in remembrance, like goes back to the scene, maybe have like a couple of flashbacks, and then he finds the suit. But I don't know how that would even happen, to be honest.
Yeah, because it's a demolition site.
And if there's no body in a suit, then maybe he'll figure out that he's alive. But I don't know. Hypothetically, in the world of movies, because there has been worse movie plots, rather. If he was to go back and he found the suit, and then he wore the suit maybe for like one episode, and then Colleen was like, you need to get your own suit, or maybe not, Colleen, or maybe Misty, or, anybody. Mm-hmm. He gets his own suit, and he thinks about that one time Matt was running around with Jessica's sweater. I mean, yeah. Well, not sweater, scarf. And then he's like, well, I gotta do something like that. He already had the green jumpsuit.
Yeah, all he needed was a mask.
Yeah, I think he needs a better suit, though.
Yeah, no.
What's that dude got? What's that guy that made his suit? That made Daredevil's suit?
I don't know his name.
I don't remember his name. I just remember Betsy.
Yeah.
Who's protecting Betsy, bro? Ain't nobody protecting Betsy. I hope she will. But anyway, my last thoughts are, I don't know if I said this already, but one thing I did like at the beginning was the applause that Luke Cage got when he was walking out. That imagery was very nice. Thought it was really nice, like, directing. And one thing that I didn't like, and I don't know who would agree with me on this, but I didn't expect Karen to not agree with Matt being Daredevil. I thought that she was gonna be on board with it and try to like push him to go out.
Yeah, because she was justifying. She just spent a year justifying
murder, like Punisher's murders, and she was like, "Well, we did this. We allowed this to happen, and blah blah blah." And that whole argument they had when they were eating sushi, I think, and she was like, "It's okay to kill people if they're bad," and Matt was like, "What? Like what, bitch?" No, he didn't say that, but his face was like that. And then comes to find out, she didn't like the idea of
me and C had came up with why she's not down with it, but why she's so detached. Is it
because she's blind?
No, I think we're gonna see a relationship between her and Daredevil. I mean, her and Punisher.
But what does that have to do with Matt?
She just desensitized from his shit. She just likes the nigga who murders.
But I feel like she would still like be welcoming to, because
that wasn't written well.
It wasn't.
We talked about that.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
We talked about that.
That didn't sit well with me. I felt like Foggy coming around and giving him the suit was like great. I was like, wow, finally he comes around, and I know that he doesn't. I understand why Foggy doesn't like him not doing it, but I just never understood why Karen didn't like it. I thought that they were gonna be like dating at the beginning of this shit, like, and she was gonna be like, there was a crime near my house the other day. You weren't there, and he was gonna be like, well, I don't do that anymore. I thought it was gonna be that type of relationship, like, well, why don't you do this anymore? I don't want to.
I think he got so close with them as friends. She might not want him to do it just because he's so close to her, and she knows that danger.
I know, but I feel like she had to have known it was him in the back of her mind. All them nobody can see me, quote unquote, car accidents, and him being a drunk. Like, she knew that wasn't true. I feel like in the back of her mind, she should have known that he was Daredevil, and I felt like it was implied that she was okay with it. But I mean, after she was accused of murder, she stayed at his house. Why would you stay at a blind man's house? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody's after you.
Yeah.
Out of all people, why wouldn't you stay with Foggy? But anyway, I don't know. Maybe they'll change that around. Or maybe she'll come around. Or maybe she won't even be that big of a character in Daredevil anymore. And just
she might just go. Yeah, I think
Punisher.
What's happening is these characters are revolving around.
Yeah, because I don't even know. Is Foggy going to be in Jessica Jones? Or
I don't know.
Because it would make sense. Because isn't Misty Knight going to...
Misty Knight's going to Iron Fist.
Everybody's just getting rearranged.
Which is cool. Yes.
Wow. Yes. Yeah. It is cool.
Wish that was cool.
It's just, where do we
Family
go from
ties.
here? I think... Alright, so name a villain you want for each series. Daredevil.
Bullseye.
Yeah. Luke Cage. Cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth again.
Yeah. Iron Fist.
I don't
know.
I still know, because I want, for Daredevil, I want Kingpin and Bullseye.
I know. But Kingpin hires Bullseye in the first place. So I think that if Kingpin was in jail, still, he could be like, well, I've heard about you. I need you to get this done.
It'd be cool to see Bullseye come out the woodwork and they retroactively put him in there and say that, like, somehow Bullseye knew what happened when the Kingpin tried to pimp out Punisher, and he's like, I can do this shit.
Or, like, Bullseye was in jail with him the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you see it, and he's like, I can do this shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
This for you, yeah.
And he's like, I just need a gun. And he just does it.
Yeah. Davos. I just thought about it.
Bishop
Davos. I want to see
Davos
go against Iron Fist. There's a little jealousy there with them. Well, Davos is upset. I don't know how I feel about the other girl being a part of it.
Which one?
The one that he grew up with. Remember at the end of Iron Fist, Davos and that I forgot her name.
You good?
I don't know how she would fit in because she doesn't seem like she can fight. But anyway, and then Jessica Jones.
I wanted to see Nuke.
Yeah, but I don't know if he can go 13 episodes.
Nuke won't go 13 episodes.
Yeah.
He'll go a hard 7 and die.
Will he go hard 7? I was thinking like 4. I was thinking like 4. Like a one and, well, not even a one and done, but like a 4 episode. Like
it might. I don't know how they're doing it because now they're trying to do this like 2-tier villain shit, and they're doing like serials. That's what they're treating it. They're treating it less of a movie or a film trilogy. It's like a serial. Because serials do that. Like, I remember watching an old Batman serial, and you just watch like 3 or 4 episodes of a villain, and then they just disappear, and it's a new villain. Mm-hmm. He don't go to jail or get caught or nothing. He just goes away, and some new motherfucker doing some shit at the same time.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, but where do you go from Jessica Jones? Like, Kilgrave is dead. I don't really know who else she went up against other than the Purple Man. But I guess I need to catch up on my Jessica Jones stuff.
Information. We're gonna figure it out.
But it'll be cool though. If they can't come up with a villain for Luke Cage and Iron Fist though, they should definitely do Heroes for Hire.
That's what we thought when we was watching it anyway. It was like,
yeah. And you know what? One more pitch. Last thing. I was thinking for season 2, they could do like somehow the Daughters of the Dragon and Luke Cage and Heroes for Hire would be essentially like the same thing, but like different branches.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like in the same office.
Yeah.
Essentially. And then
that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
But it just all should become one show then.
Just all one show.
Would you be mad if it became one show?
Based on the first season of Iron Fist and the second half of Luke Cage, no. But I feel like since they have people's opinions about it, maybe they'll do a little bit better for both. So I would just have to see the end of each second season. And then I'll be able to be like, well, y'all can just go ahead and combine them together because if you can't get it right,
let it go.
Let it go.
Can't get right. The second shocker on Spider-Man. I saw that. Can't get right. Remember Can't Get Right is Spider-Man? Is the shocker? Oh, you didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, man. We're going to talk about that later, y'all.
And Arrowverse as well. We're going to have to talk about
That's
that.
her shit. I'm not talking about
Yes,
that.
we are talking about it together.
All right, y'all. Tunnel Vision on Dunkin' on Sports. Peace.